Not good.
I guess they didn't have a plethora of wonderful candidates if that was the guy that they wanted to choose.
Indonesia is a tough gig, and it has a lot of people.
Good God, man.
Yeah.
Well, I respect the fact that you shared that. And to our point about nonsense,
Yeah.
if you were sticking to a narrative, then you
Yeah.
probably wouldn't have. So
Right.
I appreciate that you did. And that
Like
speaks
I say,
to me about.
I'm not proud of it, but I had just blown the whistle on the torture program. I lost my job. I had 5 kids, or I had 4 kids at the time, and I really, really needed an income. And so this opportunity comes, hey, would you take 25 grand to write 4 op-eds? And I said, yes, definitely.
Going back to Tucker again, when you were on Tucker, I think it was, you mentioned that there is agency psychologists that you can take with you on ops to, again, going back to what we were talking about before, find that crack and make it wider.
Yes.
What would they help you with?
I have to tell you, the one operation that I did with an agency psychologist was the most fun I have ever had in a single operation. We had a walk-in. A walk-in is somebody who literally walks into an American embassy off the street and says, I have intelligence I want to pass to the CIA. 95% of them are lunatics. The other 5% are intelligence peddlers who just want you to give them a couple of $100. And then they go to the British embassy and the Russian embassy and the French embassy and the Israeli embassy, and they just do the same thing. And then that's a month's salary. Some are probes from terrorist groups or enemy countries. They're just looking to see where the cameras are, how thick the doors are, who's armed or not armed, how far into the embassy they can get before they're stopped. But most of them are just lunatics. And then there's 1% that's the real deal. If you look historically by reading Cold War era memoirs, the best recruits the CIA has ever had were walk-ins. Because you don't know who this Russian KGB colonel is. You're never going to encounter him. Then one day he just walks into an embassy somewhere and says, I'm a KGB colonel and I want to give you everything I have. And I want $1 million. And you say, I'll get the giant sack of money. You start writing, Yeah. I'm being facetious, of course, but too much. So we had a walk-in who said that he had seen an assassination. He said that he's driving down this highway and he has to take a leak. And so he pulls off an exit and there's this old abandoned church there, and he parks his car behind this big banyan tree and he's taking a leak. And while he's taking a leak, a van pulls up. A bunch of guys get out of the back of the van. The source sees 2 motorcycles in the back of the van and hears one of the guys say, does he still live? And the other one says, he should be dead by now. So he says, I think this was this terrorist group that you guys are after. And we said, will you sit with a sketch artist? He said, yes. And he did the sketches, and they were really, really close to photographs we had of people that we suspected were in this terrorist group.